guys, thanks for stopping by Spanky's Hot Rods and Customs. Today I've got a very special car to introduce you to. The Comp Cam's 69 Camaro. Now before we dive into this thing and start fixing the issue that it's got, I'm going to share some of this walk around with you. I'm going to share the history of the car with you with its present caretaker, and he is going to do a cold start on this car and let you hear exactly what it sounds like now. Stay tuned. This is going to be an action-packed episode you're surely not going to want to miss. I'd like to take a second and thank Driven Racing Oil for being part of Spanky's Hot Rods and Customs and for allowing us to work on their current project, this 69 Camaro. All right, so we made it down here, and here we are. I want to introduce you to my buddy, Chris. Me and Chris, we've been together for, since high school. That's been a long time, guys. I'm not even going to tell you how long that's been. Chris is, he's the former...
I was Vice President of Operations for Competition Cams.
This is the Comp Cam Camaro, guys, and I'm going to let Chris tell you all about the car.
Mike, thanks for coming, first of all. So, we bought this car as a company in 1998. We had been talked into doing the Hot Rod Power Tour by Doug Evans. And we decided we were going to do a car, and we couldn't figure out what we wanted, so we decided to do a tribute car for one of the owners, a guy named Scooter Brothers. He had won the U.S. Nationals in the 70s in a convertible 69 Camaro. So we thought, man, that's the perfect tribute to do. We had pictures of the original car, so we just worked on it and made it look as close to it as we could. We found the original car actually, but it had been cut up so bad that we decided not to go back with it. It was in pretty tough shape. So I found this car in Wyoming of all places. It's an original rally sport car. Had a 307 two-barrel and a 3-speed automatic. It was a real power horse. So had the car brought in. We worked with Peterson Publishing back then, and we had a guy in Atlanta called Atlanta Street Rods did the first build on it. Did that, and we did, and I think it did 8 or 9 power tours after that, just consecutive. We did the ones where they did it twice a year. They did an East Coast tour and then a West Coast tour, and some of those trips were brutal. But what we did, originally we had Richard Childress Racing build us an SB2 headed small block, and that was really fun. We had a Richmond 6-speed behind it, and the car was a whole lot of fun to drive. And the cool thing about the SB2 is no one knew what it was. So people would come up and they'd say, is that a big block or what is that? And couldn't figure it out. So that made it a lot of fun. And then as the company got closer to its 40th anniversary, in 2016, they rebuilt the car into the state that it is now. So now it's got an RHS 450 cubic inch LS motor in it, makes about 700 horsepower, normally aspirated. It's got a TCI 6-speed automatic, and the car is just a dream to drive. The car changed hands when the company sold, and I'm very fortunate to have it today and to be the caretaker for it. And we sent it this year to the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals. In fact, the car just got back last month from that. Went to that show. It was kind of the guy that built it in 16 was doing a 20th anniversary thing. So Kevin took the car up there, Kevin Ostie, and they entered the car in the show. I thought it was just going to be an exhibition, like part of their display. So, but they judged the car, did everything. So the car actually scored a 997 out of 1,000 at that show. They took off a point because the headers were blue. Can't do anything about that. The exhaust tips were discolored. Can't do anything about that. And if you look down one of the defrost vents, you can see a little gasket where the plastic duct mates up to the metal dash. And you can see that gasket. So they took a point off for that. So,
wow.
You know, for my first big car show experience, I'm gonna call that a win as
That's
far as I'm
win.
concerned. But the car came home, and I got a little problem here. This has come loose from the convertible top.
Yeah.
And I called my buddy Mike. I said, Mike, do you think you can help me with this? So that's the reason we're here tonight.
Yeah, we can fix that for sure.
Before we do that, why don't I raise the hood and give you a shot of what it looks like?
Man, yeah.
So like I said earlier, it's the tall deck RHS aluminum block, RHS heads, fast manifold. It's got a Lenati rotating assembly in it. Just a great engine. It's built by Jim Butler, Butler Performance. Of course, it's got a fast fuel injection system on it. I think this is the Easy EFI system, and I mean, runs great. We'll start it up here in a minute, let you guys hear it, but just a great engine platform, great transmission behind it, and the car itself, it's got the Heights front stub under it with all their suspension and all on it, subframe connectors, it's got their 4-link under the back of it, it's got a Curry rear end under it, a Ford 9-inch. You couldn't ask for a better platform to go out. Car runs so good that well, I guess it was 2022, Scooter Brothers, Scooter decided he wanted to do the power tour again. So in 2022, he and I did it in this car, and that was a challenge, but we got it done. 1,800 miles later, we're still at it. But it's just fun to get out in the thing and enjoy it.
Now, Scooter, we know him from the Comp Cam days for sure.
Yeah, Scooter was one of the owners of Comp Cams, and today they sold Comp and all its related companies, but they own Driven Oil, he and Ron Coleman.
Right.
And I know you have a relationship with those guys.
Right, yeah. Driven is a big part of our YouTube channel. They help out a lot, and then they also are sponsoring this video. So we'll give them a little plug right now.
Absolutely.
And guys, yeah, hit Driven Motor Oil up for all of your oil needs. I mean, cars like this right here, they don't see 6,000 miles, which is probably recommended for a Driven oil change. But we always recommend you change your oil in your hot rods at least once a year, even if they don't see that type of mileage. So in this video, hey, look for the link and jump right on over to Driven.
It's the only oil that's ever been in this car. Yeah, those are the signatures of everyone that built the car. Nice touch.
Yep, beautiful. We've always loved it. We're going to fix that better than new. All right, let's fire this thing up, see what it sounds like. Let's listen how smooth it is with that Driven racing oil in there.
It'll take it a second. It hasn't run in a while.
Cold start. Wow. All that thing wants to get out and hit the roads, don't it?
It loves to drive. I gotta say, on the power tour, it was something else, because, man, you just get on the interstate and just let it go, and it just cruises so good. It just loves it.
Well, I got a feeling we're going to have to do a spanky run this spring, and we'll get these things out and go grab a burger.
Looking forward to it. That'll be a lot of fun.
All right, let's see if we can't get this thing fixed back to new. All right, so we're down here to fix the windlace. And if we can get this fixed on this car, it's going to make Chris super happy.
She's got staples in it. Wow. It's in there that it staples to.
Usually a little fiber or wood header.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me get you a little thing to put those in.
Right. The thing is that evidently they weren't stapled in
Hmm.
to whatever they're supposed to be in.
So obviously you've put tops on cars that top everything else.
Yeah, and it's sold them too.
Oh, I'm sorry, I put that little thing right in front of you.
Oh, gotcha. I just see that how it goes around.
Yeah,
Don't
contour
let it go
thing.
like that, and don't let it go like that.
Okay.
Good right there.
Yeah.
Didn't come through, did it?
No.
Okay.
It actually sounds like wood that it's going into.
Okay. Yeah, maybe why it came down the first time.
Could have been.
Well, I wish it was this fast that night, but hey, these things right here happen, and they're easy to fix. Don't stress out over it. Take your time. Get the job done right. Right.
No, that looks great. Why don't you take a look and compare the two sides, see what you think.
All right, better than new. All right.
Perfect.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for entrusting me to come down here and fix that.
Nobody
And-
else I'd want touching it. It's amazing, you know, you put tires on this thing, and I think you talked about getting some overspray off of it at one time. It's amazing how this car has touched all of our lives through the years.
Yeah. And hey, we're just all here to make sure that it just keeps on going.
That's right.
And, you know, I hate the fact that Comp is not a family-owned business like it was once, and now it's a conglomerate of Edelbrock.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool that the car left.
And you and I are both old RHS guys.
Yeah, we're old RHS
Right.
guys. I remember when we worked at RHS, we had a huge warehouse, and Comp Cams was in a hangar
Little
on
bitty-
Hangar Road.
Yeah, little bitty corner. Yeah.
And Comp kept going, and RHS, you know, thanks to our friends at Summit and Jegs and all that, they kind of like, you know,
we were the first ones to do crate engines,
yeah.
and we did it years before everybody else.
Yeah, I used to love selling engines at
Yeah.
at RHS because we would get like maybe $50 to sell an engine.
Good times.
Yep, fun.
This looks great.
All right.
That's what we needed.
We didn't shoot any staples through the roof.
Yeah, no staples through the roof. Maybe now we can go back and get another point at the show.
Well, this is such a fun car to drive, such a fun car to work on, super clean, and always a pleasure. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you made it this far, get out in the garage and go build something. See you guys in the next episode. Spanky's gone.